Hi, I'm Bill Doler, Executive Vice President at Consortium Companies, and I head up our product development division. Thank you for your interest today in learning a little bit about our Sound Advice RX sound cards. I'll be demonstrating those cards for you in just a moment. To give you a little bit of background, we've been involved with sound chip technology for quite some time now, developing various products. Most of those products up to this point have been in the, shall we say, novelty area, with musical greeting cards, musical gift bags, musical pens, pretty much musical whatever you could think of. We realized that this sound chip technology had potential far beyond recording and playing back music, and that has led us to the development of what we are calling Sound Advice RX cards. We feel that these cards have potential to be very valuable across many industries, but we feel that the greatest value initially will be in the healthcare arena, both in primary care, healthcare providers in general, and clinical trials. So here we have the first version of our Sound Advice RX card, and this card is pre-recorded. It has a capacity of 3 minutes, and think of it in terms as sort of a multimedia piece. We have plenty of room here for printed information about the product, warning information, safety information, but then we have the ability to embed a recording right here in the card itself.
Don't take Boniven if you have low blood calcium, severe kidney disease, or can't sit or stand for at least 1 hour. Follow dosing instructions.
And that message can be played hundreds of times. There's a very, very long battery life here. So now we have the ability to combine actual spoken word with our messaging, with our printing. So think in terms of this product as being used as a talking detail aid. Think in terms of it being used as a patient information piece where the doctor might be distributing it with your branding on it to a patient along with the samples that the healthcare provider is giving the patient. Think in terms of a shelf talker that actually talks. So there are myriad applications for this particular device in the healthcare industry. When we think in terms of clinical trials, very often, or in most cases, the participants in a clinical trial are having multiple visits to the site where the trial is being administered. And almost without exception, both prior to and subsequent to those visits, the participant is given information about the next visit. So here's a great way for that clinical trial participant to get the highlights of the requirements for the next visit and other important information both in the written form and in the spoken form. So a great product in the area of clinical trials. It might be cost prohibitive to use these for each and every visit, but remember there are 3 minutes of recording time here, so it might be used just for the initial visit for the participant to have at literally his or her fingertips all the information about the program from an overview basis. So a very interesting application there. Now our newest product in this same context is a recordable version of this card, which gives a healthcare provider the ability to actually record a message that can be played back by the patient over and over again. One of the big challenges healthcare providers face is patient compliance. And patient compliance is heavily contingent upon a patient fully understanding the instructions that the doctor has given them, particularly with older folks. Very often a son or a daughter will accompany an older person to a doctor's visit so that they can be sort of the memory in the room, only to find that the next day mom or dad is arguing with them about what the doctor said, kind of making that whole coming to the visit as the memory part null and void. So here we have the ability for anybody to, the healthcare provider, to actually record a message for that patient. The message might be something along the lines of, okay, Ms. Patient, I just want to remind you that now that we've switched you to product A, you need to immediately discontinue the use of product B. Once I'm satisfied with that recording, so it can't be recorded over, I simply pull this little tab, and that makes my recording permanent and again can be listened to over and over again.
Okay, Ms. Patient, I just want to remind you that now that we've switched you to product A, you need to immediately discontinue the use of product B.
We have done some focus groups with physicians and healthcare providers specific to this particular product, and 90% of them have indicated that they would use the product, and half of that group have indicated they would be willing to pay for the product. So that's how valuable they see it. So I think it's a dynamite opportunity for brands to be promoted, for relationships to be strengthened with healthcare providers and the overall market. So keep in mind, we see various applications for this. It's limited only by your imagination. We're presenting some ideas that we've developed here during our process, and we sure would be delighted to explore other ideas that you may come up with. If you'd like more information, right below this video there is a short form that you can fill out. Provide us with your contact information, and we'll get back to you very quickly to get information about your specific requirements. Again, thanks very much for your interest in this product, and I hope you'll be interested in learning more. Thanks again.